Elysium angels looked down on the sad, afflicted, desperate town of Avignon. Saints Jean, Laurent, Martial, and the rest had witnessed wise counsel bestowed from the commanding towers of the palace go unheeded. Patience tested, consumed. This was their day of atonement. Nemesis in her moment, the Furies' boundless punishment, Hera's loathing of Zeus, all paled set against the apocalyptic pestilence that had devoured the wicked place. The people with houses not yet shut up stood in line since dawn before the carved stone portal of the grand audience. Restless, they awaited the ceremonial opening of its colossal iron-bound doors. In the beginning, the emergency law resulted in congregations increasing tenfold, but the clergy too were smitten without mercy, and the churches closed, the audience and the cathedral being the only seats of worship still ministering. Religion played no great part in the citizens' lives, but despair had driven them to clutch at any comfort, to hope against hope, to pray for survival. Old and young, men and women, sound and infirm, babes in arms, composed the ominous procession. They wore neither festive clothes nor fine sandals. Talk, for what it was worth, was barely audible. They had little to say. The most pernicious event that had or would ever bedevil their lives had rendered them incapable of expressing feelings. Pain in every household, death personified round every corner. They had become callous, cynical, cold-hearted. They scorned human kindness as a weakness. Self-preservation demanded strength, not sympathy. But to what end pleasantries? Each knew the lot of the other, and the demise of any child ravaged one family as it did a neighbour's. You're from Rue d'Annonel, one thought. The cart fetched out 6 last night. It was not said out loud. The man from Annonel looked at the next. You be the wine merchant, Place Trois Pilas, your wife and 3 babes, only today. He neither voiced what he knew. Communal grief silenced everyone. The prime bell tolled, and they filed with leaden nervous step into the building constructed of immense, fawn-coloured sandstone blocks. Draughts of cool air refreshed them, a relief from the balmy oppressive heat of the streets. From front to rear the floor was paved with smooth granite slabs. They marvelled at frescoed walls 1 verge thick. These were interrupted by tall, narrow windows admitting sunlight into the otherwise gloomy hall. A soaring, vaulted wooden ceiling, decorated with fine, vibrantly coloured carvings, shrouded the cavernous space above the nave. From the entrance, Marius's eye was drawn to the east stone altar, draped with pure damask. He admired the heavy brass candlesticks either side of a crucifix, a simplicity that belittled a mystical symbolism, so powerful that it turned heads. People's jaws dropped in disbelief at such opulence, the like of which was foreign to their ungodly lives. They looked heavenward where, suspended on a chain attached to a roof member, a pierced brass censer swayed to and fro above the assemblage, the pendulum of a clock of destiny counting down the days. No choice but to inhale the cloying, pungent perfume, tart and acrid to some, ambrosial and intoxicating to others. For many this was their first experience of attending church, the discovery of an unknown world of the dark, the sensuous, the surreal, of men in strange robes speaking in unfathomable tongues. Moved, awed, but through fear and desperation, they turned to the Lord. They believed on a whim, yearning clarity for this capricious sphere that was their profound wilderness. As the nights grew darker, an intrinsic optimism for a lighter day rose. But it was hidden under the bushel of seeds they had planted. There was no solace, no abatement. Without salve or physic for cure, their vital flames extinguished, and putrefying around them, they were drowning in hellish burial pits, like unblessed food for worms.